All right, let's go.
We've been battling.
We've
in the house, mate.
yeah, it's a good place to start. I feel like
a proxy war, like things are happening outside of the room. Like, is it direct conflict or?
It's not a direct conflict. It's come to. There's been a few like.
oh, it's
like
direct the other night.
confrontations. Yeah, but I mean,
very
it
direct.
gets to the point of like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Kind of thing.
Oh, to each other.
Oh,
yeah.
You're a conflict guy.
What do you mean conflict? Like, I don't like it.
You're good at it.
I'm good at it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like, you
I'm
know.
not saying you like it.
Yeah.
But just the way you answered that was like, you're ready for conflict.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
always
what do you
ready to
fucking
go.
mean I'm
Yeah.
ready for conflict?
So,
I've never been into conflict in my fucking life. No, yeah,
believe
I do.
Well, the other night was the worst.
Yeah,
We'll
it
talk
got
about
it
that.
got bad. Yeah, he was. Did we talk about?
I don't think we, no, we didn't, because we talked about the hammer incident.
Oh, that was the hammer, and then a few nights later, it was the guitar.
Can you recap?
Rough recap.
I know you guys have heard this.
Okay, so the couple of nights before. Well, okay, so should we go back further? It's like, it's escalated because he was shitting on the seats. Yeah, we got to do like last week.
Yeah, last week on
old
so
Shits
the
McGee.
recurring thing is that he shits on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Like
that's
huge
serious.
skid marks.
Big skid.
And it's getting better
On
because
the
we've confronted
seat.
him so many times, but it
Yeah.
still happens.
You
On
guys
the
ever
seat.
live with women? Side note.
Yes.
And pussy blood on the seats.
Do you get pussy blood?
I haven't
on the
seen
seats?
that.
On the underside of the seats, because I think it's a guy's
Like
job.
all the seats in the house, or
Oh,
just
they don't
underside
lift it
of the
up.
seat, on the underside, because it's like I'll clean. Like if it's a little piss, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like the pussy blood gets on the underside of the seats.
I was living.
Craziness.
Maybe that's like his when they're on their period. Obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his period.
This is his
This is
period.
his
He has
butt-
it once
this
a
is
week.
butt
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. Maybe
But
he's trying.
I was living with two women, and one of them came to me one morning and was like, because they shared a bathroom. I had my own bathroom. And she's like, I'm sorry, Hamish, I have to leave. Like, she left her used tampon in the soap holder in the shower. Like, she's like, it's not because of you, but I have to get out of here. Like, I can't live with this person anymore. She was like,
I thought this was the girl who left the tampon. Was like, I gotta get out of here. You know what I mean?
no. She's like,
Oh yeah, it's like her.
no.
Yeah, she's like,
No,
"I've
no,
left you
she said
something.
the
I
other
can't do this
girl.
anymore."
Yeah.
No, the other girl was so dirty. She just like left her used tampon in the soap holder.
Oh
in the
my
shower.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
I've
crazy.
done
You were
that a
like,
few
you were like,
times.
oh my, let me suck on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In there, you're
Oh my
like,
God.
You're like, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just having it in a tea bag, like like a tea bag.
one woman's trash is another man's snack.
Yeah. But don't
Um,
tampons when they get used, they're way bigger. They look
I
like,
think so,
they look like
yeah,
a
yeah.
mouse, like, you know what I mean? Well, the blood
How is
absorbs
it-
all the blood, and then it gets really thick. It goes in really
I think they're
skinny.
bigger than mice.
Yeah. But that was my understanding. They go in like the size of a pinky, and then and then they fill with blood, and they're like,
Yeah. Similar to an erection.
mosquitoes. Similar to an erection,
They
yeah.
fill
It
up
fills with
blood.
blood.
They get bigger.
That's very good.
Everyone's like,
yeah. Yeah, if you leave in the soap holder in the bathroom,
Sure.
people get upset.
no one wants to see it.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So that's he's shitting on the seat. It keeps happening. I've had fights with him and whatever. Many texts, photos. Hamish has just a catalog of photos of his.
And
shit
I
on the
hadn't been
seat.
confronting him, because I was like, I'll let Rob do that, because I was trying to be like the kind of like I was kind of like his closest friend in the house for a while. Like I would chat to him and I'd put up with his stuff because I
And
was
he
just
was like, oh man, my belly's been hurting.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he had hernia surgery, so that probably didn't help. But like,
Yeah.
he had 3 hernias.
He's recovering
Okay.
from a hernia.
He's an old
surgery.
man. But
Oh my
so I
God.
hadn't
he's
been
like
confronting
60.
him.
We should make that clear. Yeah, he's like
Oh.
60.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I hadn't been confronting him, and then there was one incident where Rob was like, had to go down and confront him again, and he had some excuse like, oh yeah, whatever, and then he didn't clean it up, like because it's already been left there, and like a few hours later, I sent him a message being like, hey man, you got to clean this. Like this happens all the time. We know it's you, and he left me on red. And then, so I just cleaned it, and I'm like, look.
He left us on brown.
Yeah, he left
Really?
us on brown.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm like, look, I'm just gonna keep cleaning up your shit. That's fine, but don't ever fucking bother me about it. Like, because he would always complain about shit. I'm like, don't come to me about anything else in the house.
Right.
And then I'm like, we just want him to go at this point.
Yeah.
So we're just like, well, fuck, what can we do?
Where's he gonna go? A home?
We could put him in a home, but we'll fast forward. So then there
And
was
then
the
his
hammer.
kids find out.
Right, he doesn't have any kids, man.
No, but the hammer
Oh.
was because of our retaliation.
So there's retaliation, and then he was hammering at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
to piss off.
because I
us.
left dishes in the kitchen.
And so he was hammering.
So he started hammering. He gets drunk and he starts like acting up.
He's just beating a hooker with a hammer.
Yeah,
I don't know what he was doing, but
He was,
Right.
yeah. So Hamish goes down. He's like, "You're a fucking retard," and he's like, "I'm not a retard."
No, I
Whatever.
didn't call him a retard.
What?
I asked him if he was a retard.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you fucking retarded?" And he said, "No, I'm not retarded." Like he had even the timing, like he had to
Yeah.
think about it for a
Yeah.
second.
This is the first time in his life he was like, "Am I?"
Am I?
And he was kind of just in shock, so he didn't really retaliate.
What if
at
I
the time.
am? Yeah.
But
So
then a
he
couple of nights
American?
later,
he's American. Yeah, he's from the Bronx, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere.
He's
Oh,
from
no.
he's from the Bronx, I think, is what he
Yeah.
was saying. But anyway, so then the other night, then he's blaring mute. He has his buddy over who's
They're
like
playing guitar.
rock and roll.
He's playing
buddy.
acoustic guitar loudly
Yeah. So then,
downstairs.
hey, you go down.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's too late for that shit. You gotta fucking stop that now, basically.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, are these unsociable hours? Is this too late? Too late for you? What do you got to get up in the morning? You bum!" And he starts insulting me. He's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, I work from home, motherfucker." And I'm like, the whole time his friend is just playing guitar loudly because he's so uncomfortable. It's such a,
doesn't
like
stop.
it's obviously his parents probably fought at home and he used to just listen to music to block it out. And he's
Music's
just
my
like,
escape, man. You know what I mean? Like that's
and
his thing.
I took it as like he's fucking trying to be a cunt, and I'm like, "Stop fucking playing that guitar."
I'll shove it up your fucking ass.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Fucking
And then he's like, he's like, "Just go upstairs, man. You know, it's this is what happens in communal spaces." I'm like,
free
"You-
country.
Yeah, I'm like, if you were to play it like this, I can be more of a fucking cunt than you can, believe me. But he's just like, "Just go upstairs, man." And I'm like, whatever. And this is when I was like, "What the fuck are you gonna do?" And he's like, "What the fuck are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess nothing. You're an old man."
You said that to him?
Yeah, yeah.
That's hurtful.
That's good.
And then he's
Yeah,
like, that's when the insults he came. He's like, and then so when I start going upstairs, he's like, "Yeah, well, you're a bum. You just sit in your room all day and you're a fat fuck." And then, yeah. So I just come upstairs. I just
You
ignored
shit
that.
on things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you've got no
And
legs to
then-
stand on.
And
No.
then I go back downstairs to smoke a joint.
Good move.
Yeah.
In front of them because they were outside as well. And so I was just like doing that. And his friends, to break the tension, just starts talking to me, just starts telling me about his life. And he's like,
Sure.
"You know, he's not that bad, man." He's like,
What do you think of this song I wrote?
But then Chris was like, "Hey, man, just leave it. Don't talk to him, man." And he's like, "Come on, man. What has he done that's so bad? Like, what happened?" He's like trying to like bridge the gap, and I'm like, he shits on the fucking toilet seat, and he goes, "There you go, Chris. You can't be shitting on the toilet seat." He took our side.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I didn't know that part.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
What was Chris like after that? Was
And
he
Chris was like, he was just like he was cooking food for them, and he had a fucking knife in his hand. I remember he was just like fuming. He was just like slamming the knife down, and he's just going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then he like, when I went in to leave, he just turned to me. He goes, "I don't think that's a valid complaint anymore," because he's like, he's been good lately, and I'm like, okay, well. He has, to be fair, he has been better. It's happened only once since then.
Yeah.
We've only had one incident of shit on the seat since then. So he is doing better, because it used to be fucking every few
he's
days.
tightened it up.
Yeah,
Whatever
he's tightened it up.
But yeah, it happened the other day, and I went down, and he was just and then as soon as I came down, I was like making tea, and he came out of his room, and I was like, I've already had shouting matches with him over the shit, and sent him photos, and I had to block him on WhatsApp or whatever. And I was down in the kitchen. He walked into the kitchen, and I was like, "Happened again, man. I just had to clean your shit off the toilet seat." And he was like, "Man, I'm trying, man. I'm really, dude, I'm trying." And I just went, "Dude, if it happens again, I'm gonna wipe it off and leave it on your doorstep. Like, I'm gonna put it in your door." And he was like, "That won't be necessary, man. I promise that won't be necessary." He goes, "And if it happens again, it's not me." He goes, "Oh yeah, with the shit this time," he goes, "Maybe it wasn't me." And I just went, "It was you.
Yeah.
It was you."
We know it's you.
So then the other day, I walked past his room, and there was a letter. I'm not proud of this, but there was a letter outside his bedroom door
Yeah.
that someone left there. And I just got the letter, and I wiped my ass with the letter. And then I put it on this thing, and I was like, if I have to touch his shit all the time, he has to touch. It's only fair that he touches my shit once. So Hamish was there in the kitchen fucking making an omelette or whatever, and I just went, "Hey, watch this." And I just got the letter, and I said, "Oochie coochie coochie," and then I just fucking threw. But I've got a clean asshole, so it's not, you know what I mean? It's well maintained.
Yeah.
I'm not justifying what I did.
It's
So
like
it's more symbolic.
It's more symbolic. Like, he's touching on a molecular level. He's touching my
Yeah.
shit. There's
It's
no
actually
shit
more of
on
an
it.
insult to rub your ass on something and it be clean and then give it to him.
I should have waited until it was bad, and then
Yeah.
really got in there. But
I think that's too far.
I think it's too far.
I think that's like an assault.
Yeah, because then, like, because the landlord was saying that, like, yeah, man, you don't want to fuck with this guy. He seems like a guy who could like snap, and then
Yeah.
you wake up in the middle
Sure.
of the night, and he's just like,
He's
"Hey,
60.
you
He's shitting on seats.
Yeah, like he's got nothing to lose at this stage, and
Zero.
he was saying that I think he was saying the landlord told Hamish that he has no money left. He
Yeah, he
all
spent
money on
his
next
last
month's
savings on this
rent.
month's
He's
rent.
like, I got no money, man. So he's really a man that
Jesus
has
Christ.
nothing to lose.
How do you? And you guys are sleeping every night here.
He's got a
Yeah,
lock on his door.
Actually,
I've got
I
nothing.
gotta put it. I gotta help you
You
put
got
a
a
new
lock on-
fucking door
Yeah.
on that.
You have a
doorknob.
door
But the
the
door
door-
handle will fall off and wake me up
I mean,
if he comes in. So I
it's,
should.
it's better to.
Oh, that
not
that's
to have
just
it.
your
That's my
security
strategy.
system.
If he opens the door, the door handle will fall off and
I
wake
think
me
there
up.
are some banks that have that system.
That's my rape
The
alarm.
do-
It's just the door handle
Clunk, clunk.
falling off. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you fix the doorknob, all it's gonna do is he's gonna like twist it and be like, oh,
yeah.
It's just gonna help
no,
him.
we'll get it. You need a. I have like a deadbolt on my door. It's like solid.
Yeah, no
You'd
one's
have to
getting in
really-
there.
you'd
I
have
don't
to,
know
like,
what he's
have
keeping in
battering
there.
ram.
But
Me?
It sounds
yeah.
like he has health issues. I don't know if he's, but he's got enough energy for one last.
But he's kind of like we were saying, like he's kind of like he's
He's a
you
big
know,
He's
a
fit,
big guy.
like because he's a rigger. Sorry,
Careful.
rigger.
Yeah. Careful, Hamish.
No, so he's done physical work his whole life. He's one
Right.
of those old
So
guys.
what is he-
So he has old man strength. He probably, if I ended up in a wrestle with him, I think
would
he could
kill
He
you.
could kill me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But he is recovering from surgery, so that's what's on my side at the moment.
And he's an
But
alcoholic as well.
every day
He gets stronger.
Yes,
He's like Batman.
He's
isn't
Yeah.
he?
recovering.
yeah.
His
Yeah,
battery's
yeah.
increasing.
Yeah, we should have taken a shot at him when he was like just out of hospital.
Yeah,
that-
yeah. I
that
think
was
that was
the
probably the
move.
best thing.
Have you ever
Yeah.
had nightmare housemates?
So
apart
wait, he
from-
got surgery, and then since the surgery, he's been shitting on the seat.
No, it was before
Well, he
the
was
surgery.
blaming it. So the first time you confronted him,
Yeah.
his thing was like, "Hey man, I got a medical problem. I'm getting surgery for next month." And then we found out it was hernias, which does not cause you to shit all over a toilet seat.
It doesn't.
No,
Okay.
unless it's coming out of the hernia, like
out of your stomach
like
onto the.
yeah.
Yeah, we almost hit a camera in the bathroom to just see what was
Because
happening.
that
That's-
definitely is illegal.
That's
We-
illegal.
We,
Yeah.
will get in
Yeah,
trouble
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Because even if you took that, like, if you sent that to him as proof, he'd be like, "Oh, these guys," are like
Yeah.
he would have the upper hand immediately.
Absolutely.
Because I read a Reddit post once where it was like someone was like, "I think my roommate's brushing my toothbrush on their asshole or something,"
Nice.
and I caught them on video doing it, and everyone's like, "Yeah, but you can't film them in a bathroom."
In a bathroom,
like, that's-
yeah.
like there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, it's me.
So so it's just-
Genius. That's
So
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
just knowing
Yeah,
that they're doing it and just not being able to do anything with that footage.
Fuck, man. I think I've ever seen him shower. I've never seen him come out with a shower.
He hasn't for a while.
Yeah.
Is he here right now?
He could
He
be.
could be at the door with his ear to the door right
He
now.
could have his ass.
That's
He
to
could
the
just
door.
have his arse to the door. You could be
Three of
shitting
us
on the
with
toilet
microphones.
seat.
Please, please.
We were gonna get him on the pod, but then it would just. I feel like it
It's
would
too far now. It's
devolve into a
the,
fire or something like.
No, I think
know
you
what
should eventually get him on. No, because this is like that's good television.
It's great
yeah.
television.
Great
It'd be so
television is
funny for the
sitting down.
listeners for him to come on.
Because once he gets his money back up and things are a little more stable in his life, and if the shit stays off the seats, I think recounting this would be.
Oh, as in like we have a few
When you
beers
guys-
and we're
when you
like,
guys run
remember
the
back
bridge?
when you were
Sure.
shitting on the seat and
He has
everything
10.
was
You
crazy.
guys have 1.
Yeah. I don't know if it's. I think it's too far gone now. I think the landlord's trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, the landlord is looking. He's asking around his landlord friends, looking for rooms that he can send him to. Basically,
Really?
like that's how desperate he is.
You
to
know
get
that's
out.
weird when it's like my landlord buddies. That's gross, isn't it?
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
All your buddies are landlords.
Yeah, yeah.
They just meet up in pubs and they're like, "How are we gonna fuck over?
Yeah,
How much are
Everybody.
you increasing rent by this month?"
Yeah.
Like,
You know what sucks? My old landlord, she was like 23, and so it's her dad's house that is hers now, and so she increased the rent by like £35, and which is fine, I guess.
yeah, it's not that crazy.
And then we were moving out, and they were doing viewings of the house, and we heard her pitching to other couples like £125 less a month
Oh wow.
for the same place, and I was like,
Yeah,
what the
bitch?
yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Have you ever had like nightmare housemates like this guy, or has it been pretty?
yeah, I mean, I was not a good housemate
Okay.
at the time, so I
Right.
can't be like, this guy was crazy and I was fine. Like, I was
Yeah.
doing a lot of drugs, I was drinking every day, but he was like, the way he would deal with conflict was insane.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'd just start fighting. Like, every day we'd see so he worked on the rigs too, and so he'd be gone for 2
What
weeks.
is it with these riggers, man? They're just.
They're crazy. They're fucking insane, bro. So like,
yeah, you can say that again.
and he was like, he was we're good friends.
Yeah.
But he was like institutionalized. So like that's how he put it is like he went to the rigs in Canada when it was
like oil rigs.
Oil rigs.
Oh, this guy's like AV.
Yeah,
He does,
yeah.
like-
The rigging I'm talking about is like like AV technician, like setting
Oh.
up. Yeah, yeah. So that's next level. The oil rigs.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. These guys are like he's like the environment that he was like raised in for his whole young adulthood was like an insane. They used to have he would tell me that they would have a guy come up to the rig and onto the site. He'd drive onto the site with like a Mercedes, take everybody's order.
You're like, yo, what's up, my riggers?
Yeah,
And then
take all their
everyone
money and then come back like an hour later
Yeah.
with all the drugs. And,
Oh wow.
right, okay.
And the site supervisor was
So it
like,
wasn't lunch. Yeah, they're not.
yeah,
Right,
the site
right.
supervisor was like, yeah, come on in
Right.
because like if these guys were high, they could run 24 hours. They
Yeah.
they could produce more. There was like they wouldn't take breaks. They would
Yeah.
whatever. So he said that he had like a coke schedule, and like when he would do it,
Yeah.
and like to make them all more productive. Like he had like 2 lines like before
Yeah.
the safety meeting and then like before lunch and then like so he was like they were on a rotation and then they would take like steroids and like work out at night. Take sleeping pills and then sleep and then wake up and then do on these like crazy coke schedules.
Fuck.
And so
Working out on coke must be fucking amazing.
Dude, like, working, like, going to the
Yeah,
gym on
yeah.
coke.
yeah, but can you imagine you don't get to put the weight up and then how sad you'd get?
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
depression like sits in. You're
Right,
like,
yeah,
I didn't-
yeah, yeah.
You just
yeah.
have another bump.
It's not a personal
yeah.
best
yeah,
day.
yeah, then you just have another bump.
yeah, and then you're back up. You're like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
Ah!
You're there
Yeah.
struggling with the bar and you're like, spot me.
It's like it's like
over and just
Popeye.
bump on your
Yeah.
nose, you're
yeah.
like, "Get 5
But
minutes."
2 little
Yeah.
keys. I actually did. Did you guys ever play Buck Hunter?
No.
It's
like the arcade game.
Yeah, the arcade game.
yeah.
We went one of my favorite nights, and we did it a lot because our cycle was he would. I hope my mom never sees this, but he would come back, so you'd have 7 days off, and from day 1 to 5 we would get along, and because he'd be out partying and stuff like
Yeah.
that, having fun, like spending some of his money, and he was like older now, so he like knew how to party a little more sophisticated.
Right,
So he
okay.
wasn't like blowing all of his money, but he was like going and having fun and stuff.
Yeah.
And but then as day like 4, 5 came around, he was not looking forward to going back to the rigs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we'd start fighting. And then so every day he would come back like shredded, fucked up, and then I would be shredded, fucked up.
Yeah.
And we'd just be screaming at each other
Yeah.
at like
just in a coke.
Over
fueled
what?
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of rage.
over the dishes out, and he said
Right.
24 hours, and like he like we had this one fight that we almost like we almost fought each other, because he was like, you have to leave the shower curtain closed, but in my head closed is open, like.
Right.
So then I just left it open for a week, and he
Such a
was like,
weird
and then
gripe
he
to
was
have
like,
with-
"Do we have to fight now?"
Yeah.
And I was like, you said close," and he said, "I said open," and then we argued for like about an hour, and then wound up both going to bed and not really remembering it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he was
You just
he-
end up fucking.
just making
Yeah, he just
out.
goes,
Yeah.
Are we gonna fight or are we gonna fuck?
Yeah. Let me show you what open means. He spends-
We're either gonna fight or we're gonna fuck. You
Yeah.
decide.
Both so coked out we can't fuck each other at all. It's really just like an anger
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Um,
So how did that end then?
yeah. So I'm just trying to think of the one. Just one of the better ones. Like one time I showed my teeth at him. He growled at me because I reached for the remote. He growled at me, and then I went, "Arr!" And he jumped at me, and we fought for like 20 minutes. Like,
Really?
yeah, because he has like, okay, so one time I had just gotten a DUI. It
This
was
does
like
sound like you were like sexual. This does sound.
it does.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
sound tense. So then we I got a DUI, and then like a week later we happen to go to the same party, and he's like it's an MDMA party, so everyone's like going around and like giving each other like bumps of MDMA and
So
stuff.
how old are you at this point?
21, 22
Okay,
maybe.
yeah.
And he's like 35, 36.
Right.
So he's at the same party with all his friends, and all his friends are like, when I got a DUI in my town, like in my city, in that culture, it's like you lost somebody.
Right.
Like that's how people talk to you. They go like, "I'm so sorry for your
Oh
loss.
right, yeah.
Right.
I'm so sorry that you lost your license. That's
Yeah.
horrible that happened to you." Like
that you did
it's-
nothing wrong.
It's
kinda like,
never. It's not even close to, because not everybody, but like a
Yeah.
lot of people there, especially
fuck that kid
sort
you
of.
hit with your car.
Yeah. They're like,
fuck
"I
him.
can't believe he got in the way. I'm so sorry that he's
Should have been wearing a helmet.
wrecked your life and you can't
Yeah.
drive for a few months."
Yeah.
And so all his buddies are like apologizing to me, and he's got like this crazy face paint on, and we get in this huge argument at the party, and he's like on Molly, like he's like, I'll help you with your DUI and stuff. I was like, how are you gonna help me? And he's like, with fucking money. How the fuck else would I help you? It's gonna be money. And then I'm like, I don't need your money. And then we start screaming at this party. And anyways, so then I go back to the house, and then he's in there at the house, and he's like chopping up some like drugs.
Onions.
Yeah, yeah, he's chopping up onions, and he's just cooking a dinner, right? It's just like trying to take the
There's
stress
no way
away.
de-stress.
And my buddy's like in the other room, like passed out because I like put him back there to sleep. And I go in the kitchen, I see him, like, hey man, and he's like, hey, and he's like, look, I don't want to fight. I just like, you know, he's like, I live by a samurai code. I live by a code of samurai.
Yeah.
Like an old code, like Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, those guys. And I was like, those guys aren't samurais. And he hits the fucking roof. And he's like, that's not the fucking point. And then we're fighting again. And I was like, okay, man, I just don't want to fight. I don't want to fight anymore. Like, I'm sorry. And then he was just like, yeah. And he's like, I just don't understand how to get to you. And then he goes, are you going to take this? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then just like came back and just kept arguing
It was
with
like
him.
a love-hate sort of.
Oh yeah. Because we were friends, but we would fight and argue. He was crazy. So then like we would have these like huge blowouts, and then we'd see each other in the morning, and that sort of feeling of like what do? We were just like about to kill each other last night, and so we were watching TV like really hungover together, hadn't said a word in like hours.
Just watching Jerry Springer. Or something.
We were watching like I can't even remember what we were watching, just some like bullshit.
Maybe you were watching something like a kid's like Dora the Explorer.
yeah, something adorable.
You both say swipe or no swiping at the same
and then
time.
we look at each other and kiss, make up. No, it's like dead quiet for like 2 hours, and then he looks over at me and he was like, if you could kill anybody, how would you do it?
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I was like, I don't know, I guess I'd like with my hands, I guess, like I'd if I was in a fight and I killed someone, I guess that would be the way that I would kill it. And he was like, oh, what are you, a fucking monkey? Yeah. And then he just started making fun of me for how I would kill somebody. And I was like, well, I don't know. How would you kill someone? He was like, I'd want to kill someone where everybody knew that I did it, but no one could do anything about it. And I was like OJ? And he was like, exactly like OJ. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. And then we were quiet for like 7 minutes. And then it's like starts dawning on me. I'm like, wait, is it going to be me? Yeah. Because like we have mutual friends and stuff, and everybody knows we're fighting every night. Yeah. And then he looks over at me and goes, if you were a type of cheese, what kind of cheese would you be? And I was like, I get a Baby Bell. Yeah. And he was like, ha ha. No, you'd be like a Kraft single.
And that was it?
That was it.
Jesus.
But I mean, I will say, I like love him. Like he's like one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Yeah. And like we get along now, obviously, because like at the time I was like a difficult person to live with. I was fucking drunk and on drugs all the time.
How old is he now? He'd be like in his 40s.
Close to 40. Yeah, and he's like
he's still alive.
He is still alive.
He's still alive.
He's doing great. There's so many like great stories about him. I'm not gonna say his name or anything, but like he's just
still
like
a rigger?
Yeah, he's still working the rigs, but in the way, because a lot of guys go out there 2 weeks, they make like a ton of money, they come back, they spend it all, and then they get stuck in that cycle.
It's the same like in
forever.
Like with the mining towns in Australia, that's exactly the same. Like that's why Perth, like the Fringe Festival there is like, they just spend all them like you can make a lot of money there because a lot of just rich people. Yeah. Like who just want to spend all their money.
Yeah. I have a friend who's he doesn't do it anymore now because he's now able to make money from comedy. But he used to be like a deep sea fisherman in Alaska, and he'd just go to that for 3 months and make an insane amount of money because it's so dangerous. Yeah. But like it is very dangerous. Like his hand got stuck in like one of the gears or something. Yeah. And now he has like no feeling in like his like he can still move it like this, but he's like it's numb. Like nerve damage in his arm and stuff. Like just insane shit like that.
The last time I saw this guy, he was missing this finger.
Yeah.
Right.
He was missing this finger, but it was a surfing accident. Oh.
Yeah, it was the lamest way to lose a finger. Yeah. What did the shark?
Yeah, he was fingering a shark.
No, it was a. He told me like
he was surfing the web.
It was a porn thing. Yeah. He was typing too fast. No, he fell off his surfboard, and then the thing that ties around your leg. He went to grab it and to pull his surfboard back. but it got wrapped around his finger,
Ooh.
and then the surfboard like went like that, like
And
it
just-
got pulled by a wave and just
Oh,
popped his
Man.
finger off.
I only went surfing once, and when it was part of this like summer camp thing, and they made us wear helmets. I was like, why the fuck are we wearing helmets? Like, this is so fucking gay. Like, and I was like, this is fucking retarded. And then I fell off my board, and then someone else's board like came in behind me, and the tip of the surfboard cracked me in the back of the head. And if I wasn't wearing a helmet, I probably would have died. Like, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was just like God being like, and that's why you're wearing a helmet. Fucking retard.
When you're sitting
it
there
could have
like,
properly fucking. Yeah, but
I don't think I've ever can't really picture someone surfing with a helmet on.
I know, yeah.
Were you the
it's in
only one?
Ireland. In Ireland, we do everything. We wear
helmets
helmets
on?
when we do everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything
That's
we do
actually
helmets. Everything requires a helmet.
Any
like,
physical
fucking-
activity gets
any physical
introduced.
activity,
Is
golf.
that mandated by the UN?
Yeah, it's
The EU,
mandated.
sorry?
Yeah, it's when you join NATO. So yeah, like we playing golf, we have
That's
to wear
what they
helmets.
told the Irish. They're like,
yeah,
if you want to
Yeah.
come in, you guys all have to wear helmets.
yeah. What's with Trump trying to take Canada? What's all that about?
Ooh.
Oh, just
51st state, or what's he calling it? The 52nd state?
it's 51st.
Yeah.
So, what is it about? I don't really know what it's like directly about. I mean, it's just like how he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like,
How
firstly,
is he?
the funniest guy maybe ever.
Oh, he's the funniest.
So it's like it's a hilarious thing to do. It's like he makes fun of someone, and then when they start react, it's what bullies do. When they see it affects you, they double down, and now
Yeah.
that's who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like rather than pushing back, people were like all the premiers and like all the representatives were like, well, you shouldn't be saying that. That's not true. And
Yeah.
you know, we would never be. It's like not feasible. It's not reasonable. It's
Yeah.
not. And it's like, shut up. Like
Yeah.
obviously, it's
He's not going to do it. Yeah.
It's obviously he doesn't, but now it's like a thing to say. And I mean, there is an angle where it's like we have an enormous amount of like natural resources. Like
Yeah.
we're the second largest country in the world, so it's like
breasts. Is that is it big natural test?
Natural
Is that-
test.
oh yeah, biggest naturals
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the most biggest naturals per capita.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
We gotta get to Canada.
They're very nice,
Yeah.
and we have like a
Covered in
high
maple syrup.
immigration thing, so we got a lot of young people with big natural
Wow.
breasts,
Natural breasts.
diverse breasts.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I read something online that apparently Trump smells really bad.
I bet he does.
Yeah, he apparently smells really bad. Apparently because it's like
I don't know why I'm sad to
they
hear
said
that.
they said he smells like ketchup and onions and like body odor, but he also smells because apparently
He smells like a Big Mac.
he smells like a Big Mac. Yeah,
That
he
doesn't
he
smell
does eat
bad, though.
McDonald's all day apparently, but yeah, apparently he he's like I never drank alcohol. That's Trump's
Yeah.
big thing. But apparently he used to do blow all the time.
Sure.
In the 70s and 90s, like that was why he's
Really?
like he doesn't sleep at all, and he's like fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently he's incontinent from like taking drugs, so he wears
A diaper.
he wears a diaper basically,
my
and he doesn't
God.
change it
I was
enough.
wondering why he looks so thick.
And they were saying he wears a diaper, and it explains why he kind of walks a bit like, and one of his like
Donald needs changing.
my
yeah.
bum is dirty
Yeah.
need to change
I
the
made a boom
country.
boom.
in my pants. But yeah, so he has.
Can you imagine he gets shot in the ear, shits his pants, comes back up, he's like, ah!
yeah.
He just starts crying, and they're like, "What's wrong? What is it? Oh, he needs a diaper."
Yeah, but apparently, yeah, like 'cause people who've worked in his government and stuff have like come out and they're like, there was like one person who didn't, by some fluke, he didn't have to sign an NDA or something, so he's come out and been like, yeah, he gets his. I had to like wipe his ass. It could all be fake. It could all be
Yeah,
fake.
yeah.
But they're like, he has a diaper that needs to be changed, and he doesn't change it frequently enough, so he smells like shit.
You know when they put the powder at the end? Do you think they use cocaine? When
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
just a numb ass.
Or just the
Yeah.
grounded up bones of fucking immigrants or whatever. But yeah. So apparently he fucking smells like shit, and he wears a diaper. And then apparently there's a video somewhere where you can see kind of like the lining of a diaper
Really?
in his suit. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you wear a diaper. I also wouldn't be. This is like I don't want to like defend Trump, but I also like after like what has it been like 8? It was like 8 years from the beginning of his presidency to the end of Joe Biden's. It's just been like they've just been trashing this guy Trump, who's fucked up and he's a bully and all this stuff, but like nothing's stuck.
Right. I
Like-
mean, yeah, he's what they call him, Teflon Don. Like
Yeah,
he's been.
dodging.
Yeah, he's
literally
literally dodging bullets.
Yeah. So it's like
yeah,
it's hard to now that he probably smells like shit. He probably wears a diaper, but it's like now you can't believe anything anyone says bad about him.
No.
Which is like I was talking to my buddy. Do you guys remember Rob Ford? He was the Toronto mayor that smoked crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he died a couple years ago.
Oh no.
His brother is the premier of Ontario, the province. Like Toronto's like the city, and the province is Ontario.
Right.
It's got one of the biggest populations in Canada. It's like really big. So his brother Doug is like the premier. He's a very like milquetoast kind of like but looks exactly
the
like
opposite
him.
of his brother.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah.
And oh my God, we wish like I was talking to my buddy. And it was like it'd be great for Rob because we need a fat crackhead.
Yeah.
That's what we need to battle.
Where you
Trump.
need crazy to match.
Yeah, because he like
Oprah's
literally
crazy.
told like reporters that he eats a lot of pussy at home.
Yeah. Who the
Rob
guy.
Ford. Rob Ford. They
yeah,
were like
yeah.
asking him about comments that he had made or like allegations that he had made comments about a woman. And he was like, I would never do that, even though he had definitely
Yeah.
was on recording duty. He was like, don't worry, I got enough to eat at home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so it's like we need a guy who is like, because like the video of him, like I think he like says the N-word and stuff in it, and he's like
This is Rob Ford.
Rob
is it?
Ford.
Yeah.
He's like smoking crack and stuff. Like we could really use him right now to defend against all these like wild sort of accusations because everybody else is dealing with it in like it's kind of unifying the country in a way. It's gonna like ruin like we already are in the Canada's already in a cost of living crisis like for like housing and food. Which sucks, and it's going to get worse. But it is unifying everybody against like a common enemy, which is like America. So like no one's buying, everyone's like trying not to buy American shit. And, like it's like a lot of nationalism and stuff right now. But other than like responding to him, we don't have anyone to go back at him. You know? We literally,
everyone's too fucking like.
we need a fat
You
crackhead.
can't respond literally to what to what Trump's saying. It's like when someone's like being bullied, like you said before, and they're like, "No, I didn't pee my pants."
And it's like, oh, he peed his pants.
Yeah, or like downstairs when I'm like, "Are you retarded?" And he's like, "No, I'm not retarded."
Yeah.
Like, you can't respond.
You can't repeat what they just said.
exactly.
You got to hit him back
You're
with something.
validating it.
You have to hit him back with something crazier, or you have to like physically assault them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if it's just someone like, like someone else needs to be the heel.
And
Someone needs to out heel him.
and Trump is not. Trump has no respect for how countries operate, which is why he's doing everything the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
So you kind of need a guy for him to threaten Canada. You need a guy who hears that threat and doesn't affect policy.
Yeah.
Flies to the White House, stays up all night partying, and
Yeah.
then shakes the gates for
yeah.
like
Yeah.
24 hours straight.
Yeah.
And then Trump will see that guy and be like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
not that guy."
Yeah.
That
won't
guy,
fuck with.
I think that guy would actually try to kill me if he got close to me.
Yeah.
So we'll leave them alone.
But I'd love if just like a prime minister or a president or something, just in like when they have those meetings in the Oval Office with his journalists or whatever, like just say it to his face, like, "Oh, I heard you like wear diapers and you have to."
Yeah.
And JD Vance is like, "Excuse me, you have to respect." It's like, "Shut up, faggot." And then they just like do it in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Just be like, "I heard you smell," and then actually go this, lean into him and go, "Oh, you smell like shit."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's true.
Yeah.
So it's true. You do smell like shit. Just
That-
to see what would happen.
It would be funny if a reporter in the room was just like, "This is a question for the room. Does anybody else smell that?
Yeah.
Smells like shit. Smells like.
Smells like. Did you have McDonald's today?
Yeah.
Did you have McDonald's a couple days ago?
Yeah. I always, when I look at Trump, I always just think like, what does his dick look like? Do you know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just,
Ah.
what is his penis?
Do you think you have a
Look
good
like-
mind map of penises?
Penises? No, I don't think so.
Have you
You
heard
don't?
have you
No. Maybe
But you're
little
gay.
bit.
Doesn't
I
that-
know, yeah.
I bet he has
know.
a buried penis. Do you know what that is?
I think it's buried. Yeah, I'd say it's buried. Yeah.
It's where the fat on the penis is small, and then the fat on the fat upper penis area is so big that when it gets covered basically. It's like
Yeah.
you can't. It's inside.
Yeah,
It's
to
like an
get at it,
innie.
you kind of have to.
It's an innie penis. I bet that's what he has.
yeah,
for sure.
You have
You
to
think
get
he
to
has
get at it.
a-
You have to like spread it like.
But he's
and
old.
cheeks.
And tiny little balls.
And I think he does. I think he does do amphetamines. I think because that was
Yeah.
like an allegation that I heard that I was like, okay, that makes sense because you
Yeah.
can get easily prescribed that, and amphetamines are way better than like cocaine
Right.
for like staying with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because he does have the energy of like somebody. Every time he says something, it's like someone asked him a question
And the teeth thing
when he woke
does.
up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He's like 51st state.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like his first idea from like waking up, and his eyes kind of look like he's like.
But he also does
The
that
tooth
thing with
thing
his
is a
teeth.
good point. Yeah, he goes.
He's like, Yeah, he's like, that's like he's gunning.
He's got great teeth. Have you ever seen Trump's teeth?
Feels good when I do this.
It is,
Yeah.
but that's also like what, like if I ever see like a homeless dude doing something fucked up, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know. And he kind of does that anytime he sees anybody. He's like, oh,
No, but he does it when he's about to say something positive. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of piss in my pants, but no shit yet. It's just a little bit of piss, which is normal. Everyone that turns Jewish. In
Yeah,
there.
I was just gonna say.
It's
Jewish
normal.
again.
It's normal to have a bit of piss in your pants.
But yeah, like that whole thing with Zelensky in the Oval Office just drove me fucking insane. Like,
Yeah.
just it was so.
You didn't say
infuriating to
thank
watch.
you.
You didn't say thank you. It's just like it felt like, and then I don't know if you saw this before the meeting started. Like they feel like it was a setup. Like that's what people are saying, that they set up Zelensky to humiliate him, because they just let some random cunt in to ask a question, and it was just this guy, and then he just went to Zelensky. He's like, first he's like, oh, I've got a question for the president and also for Zelensky, and he says the question for the president was just him glazing him. He's just like, you're just doing a great job, whatever. Then he gets to Zelensky, just goes, do you own a suit?
Yeah.
You're not going to respect you're in the highest office in America. You're not going to wear a suit.
Yeah.
And Zelensky's just going to like, what do you fuck off? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you?
Of course it's a setup. Why would you? Because it's not common to set up. And I only know this from my girlfriend. He's like the first president to have any sort of like press in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Because the Oval Office, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but they used to do that like when there was like a president's broadcast, when they would like put the president out to like say something and address the nation.
Yeah.
Now it's just like there's kind of, Elon's there, and then like
Well, yeah, he's
Don't
having
get me
he's
started on
partying.
that
That's how he
fucking cunt.
parties.
it is a party.
He's
It
like
is
invite
really
get the boys into the
Yeah.
Oval Office.
Yeah. Put
They've
some
got the
cameras on.
Well, if
Yeah.
I was president, I'd have George Wheeler there just for the
Yeah.
track. Just George
Yeah.
Wheeler there, just fucking scratching his fucking dry skin off.
Yeah.
Like,
standing above you.
Well, you didn't
Yeah.
say thanks,
yeah.
cunt.
You didn't say
Yeah.
fucking thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
But
What do you guys think? What do you think of Trump taking over Canada, at least?
well,
it was-
I think it's all talk. I don't feel like, you know what I mean. Like, how is he logistically got? Like, the world's just gonna stand aside and just let him invade
Yes.
Canada?
Literally,
You
yes.
think
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
what
It's
would
really.
happen?
I like got in an argument with my girl. Like we had to stop talking about it because she was like, "Well, we could like," blah, and I was like, "It's the American military. It's not like
Right.
it's literally it's bigger than." China's not going to help. China's been
Yeah.
flooding fentanyl into our country and buying all our houses.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If America took over Canada, China would be like, "Great, we now own a part of America."
Right.
Yeah.
Because they already own like
So China's flooding Canada with fentanyl?
yeah, it's
Really, yeah?
yeah.
How?
It's from make
Spy
they
balloons or what?
no, they make it and then it comes in through Vancouver, and then it's like the fentanyl and the housing prices, because what they've done is like, and the casinos as well, because there's no tax on like casino winnings. But basically what is happening, and there was like in the last 15, 20 years, I don't know, foreign investment has been allowed, like it's been legal. So they buy houses, they like flip them. So they'll send like people who are like big gamblers or whatever, who go gamble a lot, but it's just kind of like a money laundering thing. They buy houses and then they flip the house to like, they resell it for like $1 million more than what it's worth. That jacks up the price of everything else.
Right.
It's the same thing that happens here with like the Russians buying condos.
It's
and,
the
like,
same thing
empty-
in Australia.
literally everywhere. It's the
What's
exact same.
China's end game? Is to just invade?
I don't know.
Canada?
They won't tell me.
Yeah. I don't speak Chinese. I don't know.
I can't. I keep trying to understand. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think with China is that they won't need to invade anywhere. They've just got.
Well, they're doing it like
They're just
it's
buying it.
discreetly.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just.
Is Toronto? Is Canada just going to become one big Chinatown? Then is that what's going to happen?
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, that would be like the cool version. That would be
Yeah.
like the cool South Park version.
Yeah.
If it's like
just
just a
one big Chinatown.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada's good.
Canada's actually not bad.
Yeah.
But
Canada?
I
Yeah.
think the America totally could take like the Canadian military has like 4 days
Yeah.
in an active combat. They have 4 days of resources.
Oh wow.
And it would be over. And the U.S. military was just like,
It's endless.
just a one and
It's-
done. Just like.
which is
Yeah.
hilarious. I think it's funny that like everyone's been making fun of the states for not investing in education for like the last 50, 60 years. They put $0 into any sort of like public education, everything into guns, and everyone's been making fun of them. And now we're in like a very tense wartime, and it's like I guess that was kind of the right gamble then.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
America's putting all the money into guns instead of
Yeah.
education. Yeah.
Yeah. They
And
just have
people
all the
take
guns.
guns, and then they go to the education and they shoot up the and they shoot up the
They
people
go,
that are getting
"This
educated."
sucks.
There's a
Yeah.
shooting in Canada today. I think
There
12
was?
people got yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did you read this?
Yeah, I read it, yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. I think it was in Edmonton. No, I'm joking. No, I'm sorry. No,
I was like, oh my God.
no, yeah. I think the Hannigan family, I think, was.
Oh no, my dad's side.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you look at him, it's like
God.
actually your dad fucking. No, it was somewhere. I think everyone survived. I think it was someone with a bad aim. I don't know.
Probably. It's hard to get.
But Vancouver, I think maybe was where.
My buddy Henry Sturgis put out a special, and it's really funny. But he has a joke about how like shooting someone in America is like obviously bad, but like it's way crazier in Canada if you shoot someone.
Yeah.
Because like how mad do you have to get to like you get in an argument with someone and you're like, that's it, I'm gonna fucking shoot that guy, and then so you go take a course.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
get a
and get a
gun.
license and then get a gun and then you have to go back and shoot that guy.
Yeah, that's a lot. I went paintballing there for my brother's stag do bachelor party, and have you ever been paintballing?
Yeah.
It's great.
It is.
It's
nice.
amazing. But I started getting like thoughts of like fucking like you start to think like I'd be useful in like Ukraine or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're running around and it's just like I thought it was fucking sick.
It'd be tough though, because like now war, you'd be like looking for somebody, and then you just hear like, and you look up,
Yes.
and it's a drone. Fucking
They should make paintballing more realistic and have like
Yeah,
drones.
one guy gets a
Drones.
drone.
yeah. One guy gets a
Yeah,
fucking drone.
dumps acid on you.
Yeah. They should do it like they should do like paintballing, but they make it like it's Palestine. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's just the hospitals and okay, that was too far.
It's just
But,
it's just green, red, and black paint.
Instead of
Yeah,
turning
yeah.
Gaza into like a holiday destination,
turn into a big paintballing zone. Oh my god, that's amazing.
that would be wild.
Yeah, that's what Trump's thing. It's not Trump Gaza. It's just like we're gonna take what's left of Gaza and we're gonna turn it into the biggest
'cause you wouldn't have to do-
paintball arena.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to rebuild anything.
You wouldn't have to
could just
touch it
use-
at all.
because the rubble looks great. For
Yeah, it's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
No,
painting
it is.
everything. It
Yeah,
look artistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Look
Yeah, it's a good way to
you bring
repaint
a little
the
bit of
buildings.
color.
Exactly, yeah, because they're very. When you see photos of Gaza, it's very monochromatic. It's not a
Yeah.
great color scheme. It's all
No.
beige and muted tones.
Yeah.
and, yeah. It needs
Some-
like a queer eye. Once you get actually, I don't send gay guys to Gaza. That'd be bad. But you know what I mean? Like they need an.
Well, now I think they,
now it's
Yeah.
probably safe. Yeah.
it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Imagine, I would love to see Queer Eye.
Yeah,
in
they just
Gaza.
come in.
Queer eye.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a dead kid?
Yeah.
Ew.
You got okay. First of all, you got to remove these dead kids.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are
They
hard.
are gross.
So, what did you used to wear? Like, what did you feel comfortable wearing? Like before your son died?
yeah.
Okay, let's get you back to that.
Yeah,
Mm.
just like they're dressing the women, and it's just like all they have is just different types of. Like they're just like, how about this dress? Like I have to wear a burqa. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm fucking. They're like, oh fuck that.
Yeah, wear it under the
Yeah,
burqa.
wear it under the burqa.
It's like it's
great.
hot enough. I
Yeah.
don't need a wool fucking.
Yeah, they give her a
chemise.
makeover, and then it's just like, oh, we forgot they just slam a burqa on her. Like, it's not. It's just totally redundant. The whole thing is redundant. But yeah.
That's so funny. They drive the first episode. They're like driving through. They're like, "Oh wow, okay," and then there's no other episodes after that. Just goes dark.
Yeah,
Just
They're like,
Hamas
"Oh, this is
prisoners.
above our pay
yeah.
grade."
They're just a video begging for their lives.
Yeah, or it does the cuts to like, you know, when they do like pieces to camera like off, and there's like, we've got our work cut out for us.
Yeah.
And this is like a
They're-
montage of them
yeah.
painting the walls. And like, fucking,
They actually fix Gaza.
they actually fix Gaza. Yeah, just send the guys from Queer Eye into Gaza. That's fucking good. That's a good show. Have you ever watched Queer Eye?
It's literally my favorite
It's
show.
the best show ever.
It like makes me cry almost every single
I
time.
remember there was one episode where because how many of them are gay? I think 3 of them are gay. Are they all? Oh, they're all gay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they have to
One's
be
bi.
One's bi. Ant, the chef guy. Is he bi?
Chef guy's bi.
Chef guy's bi.
Canadian too.
Yes, he's a hot piece. That's
Oh
what I
my
said.
god! Every time I see him, I'm
Smoke
like,
show.
ah, he's fucking jacked.
Yeah,
you know.
and he's just great. But there was one episode where Queer Eye they go to make up this Queer Eye this guy, and they get there and he's got a Trump sign in his front yard. He's a Trump guy,
Yeah.
and one of the guys, I think he's the interior designer guy. He starts crying. He's like, I can't go into the house. And he's just like in the production team. He's just like, I just said it in a second. It's like, motherfucker, you knew there was going to be. Don't
Yeah,
pretend
yeah,
that this is
yeah.
the first time you're seeing it. He's just like, I just can't believe.
I don't think I can go in the house. The guy's just standing outside the
With
house.
a gun.
Like, come on in.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't go in there.
You must be the faggot eye, guys.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in, fucking. But he goes, but yeah, then he has to, the production team has to calm him down, and he's just like, ooh, and they walk him into the house, and then
They have to blow him.
yeah, please, yeah, someone blow me quick. So anyway, they bring the guy, the queer guy, the interior designer guy, into the house, and all the other queer guys are like, yeah, whatever, we'll just put politics aside or whatever. So they're like kind of talking to him, and then they bring in the guy, and he's like wiping tears from his eyes, and they have this like talk about like, I just don't agree with your politics and whatever, and they have to have like this agree to disagree type, little chat about like things or whatever. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure Trump is fine with the gays and the boys. He's just kind of, the trans that he's like.
That's the thing. I mean, I feel like a lot of at least the older gay community is like doesn't really fuck with the trans stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, they've always thought that it's they're like, why do they? I found out why we get put in with the T's. So you got LGBT, which is LGB is all. I saw some meme on Instagram earlier where it says, "Yeah, I'm pro LGBT. Let's get bagged tonight" or something.
Oh yeah,
it's very good. But he goes. So it's like, yeah, why? Because it's LGBT. The LGB, it's to do with sexuality and attraction, and the T is to do with gender. So why are we all lumped in? And apparently it's to do with like gender nonconformity, because obviously you're trans, you're not gender conforming or whatever. And then LGB, you're gender nonconforming in the sense that to be gender conformity is being attracted to the opposite sex. So that's conforming. Yeah. So then if you're gay, then you're not gender conforming. You're doing the opposite of what conforming is.
Yeah, you're sissy gender.
Yeah, you're sissy gender. Oh, that's good.
That's pretty good.
That's fucking good.
That's why it's all lumped together.
That's why we're all in the same.
I feel like
soup.
I thought a straight person made that up. They were just like, why don't you guys all go over there?
Yeah.
If I see you and I think gross, you go
gay.
in
Yeah.
Just gay.
Yeah.
Just
Why not just F?
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Why not just F?
Well, technically, it could just be Q.
Yeah.
Because it's now
Yeah, queer is
under the
everything.
Queer is everything.
Yeah.
So just put it as it's the Q community, because. But it's funny because
Q's already taken
Q's already taken, but it's
by Trump's.
by the who?
The QAnon.
Oh, QAnon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Queer Anonymous. Men in the closet.
That
But
need
the
help. Yeah.
but yeah, when I was growing up, and probably the same with you guys, like queer was like the insult.
That's
Yeah.
You fucking queer.
That's what I met a guy who was like complimenting another comic set. It was like a gay comic, and he was like, "Oh, I thought that was great and stuff." He was like, I don't really the Q part I just don't really fuck with." And then so they talked, and then I asked him about that, and he just talked about like how that was like the insult, and that was like really hurt. He's like, "So I just don't associate with the Q and the T, and that's why." And I was like, "Oh, well, what about the T?" And he's like, "I don't believe any of that shit."
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh shit, you just." Became
Yeah.
the guy that used
Well, I
to
think
yell
the
queer again.
older, like in a few years, there's gonna be the Fanuc community. I think the older generations, the fucking, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, but I don't.
Wrap your lips around it.
I'm still trying to wrap every part of myself around the trans community. But yeah, like I'm kind of like. I can't make sense of it in my head.
I think that's I think the point though is like all this stuff that like
They're trying to fuck with us.
they're lying.
Yeah, it's just one big prank. You think it's funny? Yeah, you win. We're all confused. Yeah,
We don't know what's going on.
We don't know.
Who's sucking what?
yeah.
And you guys want to do that?
What have you got between your legs? Yeah, I just can't. I'm like, I don't know. But I don't. I'm like, yeah, do whatever you want. Just don't fucking. I look at it as like religion, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, but don't fucking like. Don't. Now I'm sounding like a fucking homophobic. Do it in your day, as long as you're not ramming it down our
As long
throats.
as I don't have to think or look or see it or ever talk about it, then you can do whatever you want.
I've seen some trans people and whatever, but it's like, yeah, it's messy. Like I have a cousin who just came out as trans, and we're all like, yeah, cool or whatever.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it's a sweet.
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 Join a sport.
Yeah.
In which direction?
Female to male. Yeah. He's just like,
Interesting.
oh fuck. Okay.
Interesting.
And he picks.
I have some things about that because I don't care about like male to female. I'm like, well, I don't care about any of it really, but
Yeah.
like male to female, I'm like, whatever. You're on a like to me, I'm like, you got on a boat that I don't want to. I don't even. All right.
Yeah. I hope
Bye.
it sinks.
Yeah. Enjoy lady boat over there. That's so it sinks.
Oh, you fucking hit an iceberg.
Yeah. It's a lot of anger.
Yeah.
But then when it's like female to male, I'm like, you're
Stop the
coming
boats.
onto our. This is our land, and it's like
Yeah.
kind of wild. Like
Yeah, you
it is
don't
kind of
acknowledge the
wild.
traditional owners of the penis.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like,
wait, so they want to become men, so it's like you're joining our.
well, it's a little bit like you skipped the hardest part.
yeah.
You skipped the whole childhood of like having to do man things, having like,
Having boners just 24. It's International Women's Day today.
is it
Yeah.
really?
So, boo. Boo. And I saw this video on Instagram, and it was like a man on the street or woman on the street thing where they were like asking women like, what do men need to know about the struggles of women in modern day
Yeah.
society? And there's the usual like, oh, fucking you've menstrual cramps and your pussy hurts and
Sure. Yeah.
endometriosis or whatever that conspiracy is.
Yeah.
And
Pretend endometriosis.
yeah, pretend endometriosis.
Okay, I will say that's somebody else's. That's old. We used to do that as a car road trick. We would like drive, and there was like
endometriosis.
someone that we knew that had endometriosis was always talking about it,
Yeah.
and so everybody was just kind of trying to come up with different,
Yeah.
like Super Nintendo metriosis.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Pretendometriosis is great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it's
top. I think that was Dan Clark. That
Dan Clark.
yeah,
We'll credit him.
Anyways.
Dan Clark, that's yours. But yeah, like one of them was just like, yeah, men can just do things with confidence and women can't. Like they just have this natural confidence to go and do things. And it's just like, no.
No, yeah, so many fucking men that lack
Have
any
no
confidence.
confidence.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, men can just do things and be confident when they do them. But women, we have to question ourselves. It's like,
Well, women confidently
No.
talk about fucking nothing.
yeah.
Like just go on about
Yeah.
stuff. You're just like,
Yeah, and
You're
you
pretty
and
know-
funny
confident doing
coincidence,
that.
the woman who said it was a fat pig. So,
Yeah.
you do the maths there. Yeah.
I guess.
How about you lose some fucking weight and then you'll be confident, all right? Don't put it on us, you fat cunt. I'm so sorry.
Unless it's your tits.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
I bet you put a fucking steak on my plate.
Yeah.
How about that?
I thought it was gonna be me saying that they told boring stories. You guys are like, they're fat pigs.
Yeah, I mean that's just a happy International Women's Day. But we just call the episode International Women's Day.
That's good.
Yeah, but
Women around the world, everywhere.
yeah.
I think they're doing really good though. They're like,
I think
women
women?
are.
yeah.
Women are
Oh, I
like
don't pay attention.
statistically they're doing well. They're
Yeah.
like graduating from college. Like they're earning more money.
They're
like,
saying things.
Yeah, they're talking it up. They're running things.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
Yeah.
can't.
Angela
Yeah.
Merkel's
They're
running-
voting.
Are they ever?
Are
Oh
they
my God.
ever?
Yeah.
Do they ever?
That's why we have Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
women were
fair.
like, I like this guy.
All right, guys, that was Willie Hannigan. Big Will. Big Willie. Free Willie. God, I'd love some Free Willie. I'm sick of paying for it. Anyways, I'll put his Instagram in the show notes. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, the 11th of March, Big Willie will have a show tonight in Top Secret, or this evening. So go to that if you're free this evening. You can find tickets on his Instagram, which will be in the show notes, along with a link to the Patreon if you'd like to support the podcast. For €3.50 a month, for 2 extra episodes a week, and yeah. Otherwise, just tell people, subscribe, like, fucking all that shit. And yeah, thanks for listening. I love you. Goodbye.